Welcome to this instructional video for Set the Pace Triathlon, stptry.com. What we're doing is we're going to go through how to work the pool swim function on your Garmin. Specifically, this is a Fenix 5X Plus. The operation should be fairly similar for different kinds of watches, but I'm just going to go through, kind of give you an example how to do a swim workout, how to track the laps you want to track, and how to track drill mode, just so you can do a workout and use your watch to get the best function out of it. Of course, with this, it just takes practice and time, and after a while using it pretty consistently, you should be able to get a pretty good idea and a flow of how to do it. Even after using this kind of watch and tracking swims for 5 or 6 years now, I do kind of goof up once in a while and hit a rest period when it should have been a swim set and have to go back in and add laps in or something like that. But what's nice about the drill features is you can kind of do a drill mode. You can just start it and stop it and then add in your yardage that you missed, and overall you can keep your yardage accurate and your time still is the same, so it's not that big of a deal. But we'll jump right into it. So let's say you're going to jump into the pool. You're going to do a pool swim. Make sure pool swim settings, I set up my data screen so you'll kind of see that. But then if you want alerts, this is where to set them. Pool size is important. So are you doing 25 yards, 33 1/3 meters, 33 1/3 yards, 25 meters, 50 meters? So you make sure that you pick the right size pool, otherwise it'll record your workout in the wrong distance format and it'll kind of throw things off a little bit for you. Or you can do custom. Sometimes I'll swim in my neighborhood pool, so it's about like 18 yards long, so I just kind of swim a few times and change the pool swim settings to that distance, so it's not so it tracks you a little accurately. I do a few laps just to kind of see what my average is, and I just adjust it and make sure that I've got an accurate kind of count how many yards I'm going to do for my pool. Do a countdown start timer. I don't use that. I just use the lap feature and my different data screens to kind of count my laps and keep track of my time. Lap key on, so you want that on, so when you hit the lap button it will start and stop your intervals when you're swimming. Stroke detection, it tries to detect if it is a freestyle, breaststroke, fly. If you have this on, sometimes it'll, especially if you're kind of doing sprint laps and you're really working really hard, it'll try to detect a different stroke. So you can leave it off or on. I'd leave it on. Power save, timeout, background color, accent color. You can rename it, restore defaults. But the key, like I said, is to make sure that you have your pool size set correctly. You can do training. You can go to My Workouts if you've got workouts, your training calendar. If you've got that synced, you can go in there and get it. History, settings. So this is your overall settings for the watch. So if you're doing your swim, so basically we'll go back to where we started from. So I just picked my activities, pool swim. Basically I don't sync any, I don't have a heart rate strap that I use for my swimming or anything like that. So you can hit options, so you can go to pool swim settings, so it'll take you back to all that information again. So basically this is my beginning screen, distance, timer, average pace, interval pace. Also got one for just timer and distance. That's what I use in my races. When I come out of the water I can just see kind of what my time was, my distance was. If you're just interested in that. Drill log. So basically you do not want to start in this drill log mode because that will just keep track of time and will not count your strokes for you. So you want to start in this original screen, whatever data screens you have set up. So when you start, hit start. And I'm going to do a few strokes, kind of fake it out, see if it'll count me up. And then I hit a lap. So notice this is synced to my phone as well. So it didn't count a distance. Let me see if I can do that again. So right now it's on a rest interval. So I can cycle through and I see different screens. But this one is my overall distance timer. So this keeps track of where I am at total. But this screen, if I want to do intervals, it keeps track of your last interval time, how much time you've been resting since you hit the lap button, and then this is kind of your overall time for the 100 or whatever you just did plus your rest time. So you can kind of keep track of what the total time is and what your rest time is. So if you're doing it on every 10 seconds or you're repeating on the every 130, you can set up your screen so you can do that, and then the interval distance will keep track. So I'm going to do this one more time to see if I can fake it out that I'm doing a swim. I know this is really exciting on video. So unfortunately it won't count distance, but that's the general gist of it. So to start the workout, you hit the lap button, you swim, and then, you know, if you're jumping in the pool, to get acclimated first before you start swimming, don't hit the start button. Don't hit start, or don't hit the start button until you're actually ready to start doing your workout. Then you hit start, and the timer starts. Start swimming. So when you get done with that initial warm up, 100, 200, wherever you do, hit the lap button. It will show up the distance you just did. So 100, 200 yards, meters, whatever you're doing. How much time it took you to do that, how much time you're resting, and how much time total your last interval plus your rest is. So that's good information to have, especially if you're doing speed sets and stuff like that. So the other feature is, let's say you want to do drills and you want to keep track of those in your sets as well. So let's say you want to start a drill, you grab your fins, your kickboard, whatever you're doing it with. So as soon as you start, well, and I just hit a lap button. So if you do that, you can just hit lap again. If you don't go anywhere, it counts it as 0, so it's not a big deal. It just shows up in an interval. It's not the end of the world. But if you're going to do a drill, go down and find the drill log. So it says hit lap to begin. So you've got all your toys, you're ready to go, you hit lap. So notice, if you've got your phone poolside, it will tell all this information. If you got it sitting in a bag far enough away, it won't sync to it, but it won't be a problem. So let's say you're doing your drills, you're going through swim, 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 hit the lap to end. Notice it has the instructions on there, and then cycle through. Let's say you did 200 yards, you hit the start stop button. Don't hit the lap button. So you did 200 yards in 16 seconds, which is astronomical. Great job. So that's how you get drill distance, and that's also if I goof up and I hit the lap button at the wrong time and I'm swimming during the rest set or something like that. If my watch isn't counting it and I get done, I hit the button and it starts the next lap, I'm like, crud. So then I just hit lap again, and I go down and I do another drill log set, and I just hit start, stop, and then I just pick, if I missed a 300 set, then it just adds it to the total. So here you can see in that last interval is 300. The distance total is 500. So that is a way to add in missed laps if you accidentally hit the lap button at the wrong time, or sometimes it won't count it. If you're doing speed sets, sometimes it'll skip a 25. It didn't catch like your turn or something like that. So that's a way to go in there and add another 25 or something like that if you're totally wanting to keep track of the distance as accurately as possible. But that is typically how I run my swim workouts. And then you can pause it, you can hit stop.
42.
So you can discard it, resume it, save it. I want to discard it because that is not a good workout, because it's not accurate and I'm just doing it here for the video. But again, summarize. Go to your activities, pool, swim, make sure your pool distance is set right. 25 yards is my typical pool size. Before you start swimming, get in the pool, get ready. As soon as you hit the start button, you need to start swimming. So hit start, and you're swimming. Swimming, 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 swimming. Let's say you finish your set, and you hit the lap button. Don't hit the start stop, because it'll stop it and it'll mess it up. Hit the lap button. So it should record the distance that you just swam. So then if you want to do drill mode, go down to drill, tap to begin, tap to end, find your distance, hit the start stop button.
Lap 3:02.
Make sure you get out of the drill mode if you're going to go back to regular swimming.
Lap 4.
Start the next lap, start swimming.
Lap 5.
In your lap,
04.
then you're going. Stop.
Lap 6. 05.
And to keep it, you want to hit save. I'm going to discard it. So that's typically it. If you've got any questions, put them in the video message me back. Hopefully the screen comes out nice and clear. It's a little bit difficult because of the way the light shines on the screen, but you can change the settings and that type of thing to change the display if you want. And that is typically how I recommend using your watch for swimming. Hopefully it helps you out. Talk to you later.